The Steel Timber Sports Northeast qualifier continues from Canandaigua, New York. So far, Dave Jewett has taken the top spot in 3 out of 4 events. Jewett will look for his 4th victory of the day in the underhand chop to pad his lead and solidify his spot in the championship. Now the battle is tightening for the remaining 3 spots.
Interesting dynamic setting up here in this next heat of the underhand chop. Jerry Gingras currently in 7th place. Ram overall points. Dave Engasser in 5th. Just outside the bubble. Really would like to move on to the semifinals down in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee this spring. The Hot Saw event, the forte for both of these competitors. They'll both be looking to pick up as many points as possible here in the underhand chop. Dave Engasser, a very clean, consistent cutter. Dave Engasser putting some big chips on the dock. Jerry Gingras, I'm not seeing the wood come out of there, but he's bringing the pace now. Engasser has turned 2 full hits ahead of Gingras. Both these guys will be in a Hot Saw heated match coming up in the next discipline. Gingras has got to reel in Engasser. This is his chance to pick up Ram points. Both these guys looking for that last fiber. Hanging up, running out of wood. It's gonna be Engasser. 1 blow ahead of Gingras.
You got some of the strongest hot sawyers in this pool and stock sawyers in this pool in the north and this region. It's fanatical. I mean, you got Richard Jordan, Jerry Gingras, who are hot saw and stock saw specialists. Richard Jordan made the finals in 2012, almost exclusively on his hot sawing and his stock sawing ability.
And guys like Jerry that could just come up here and play an absolute spoiler and just steal these Ram points from guys. Do you see that playing into guys like Mike and Dave, or is that going to be more of that bubble story around 4th and 5th place?
It's going to be the bubble story, as I see it, because there's enough good choppers in this pool to make it difficult for Mike Sullivan in the chopping. But he is so good in the hot saw and the single buck that he's going to get it back. So I believe that Dave and Mike have their positions pretty much well sewed up based upon their abilities. Okay. But that 3rd and 4th spot, you know, Richard Jordan, Will Roberts, Calvin Willard, Gabe Darling, Jerry Gingras, any of those guys could be that 3rd and 4th spot.
Richard Jordan choking up on that axe. That's good for Smallwood, but this is a 13-inch chunk of white pine. Gabe Darling, full extension. Big, powerful blows of the axe. Jordan is around a full swing or 2 and is now bringing the pace. He's got a beautiful backside in this log, a big top of the tree. Richard Jordan finds that last fiber. He's going to step off at around the 27-second mark.
With that time, Richard Jordan takes the lead in the underhand.
This next heat coming up is going to be a barn burner. Calvin Willard has been impressing us all day long. He is sitting 3rd in points. Mike Sullivan struggled mightily earlier today. He is in 4th in Ram overall points. Look for Willard to put in an exceptionally clean technical cut. Big ripping pull down hit from Calvin Willard. Mike Sullivan's bringing the speed. Dave Jewett off at the side, calling for him. Willard around first, Sullivan right on his heels. Willard has got a mush of a block in the backside. It is just eating this. His axe is eating the wood up. Sullivan, that reddish color, not a good indication. He's got to keep the pace on. Calvin Willard, a 30.44 shown on that unofficial time. Mike Sullivan, he is one of essentially the founders of the Steel Timber Sports Series. He's been with us forever. He's getting up in the mid-50s. He works out, he's in there, but man, time, you can't beat time.
You cannot beat time, but Mike Sullivan is made of sterner stuff. He is one of those guys that my grandmother says can run up the top of the hill and run back down again and still be angry. I mean, he is full of vigor, he is full of vinegar, and he will give these young guys fits. He may be 54 years old, but if you look at him, man, he looks good for 54.
Final heat of the day for the underhand. This is our marquee matchup. Dave Jewett up against Will Roberts. You know, I'm looking down the stage. Both these guys have really evenly matched blocks. I see Wayne on both of the blocks. Indicates that they're up near the top of the tree. Jewett throwing that axe down. Roberts hands together at the top of the swing, rips it from the sky. Roberts is way out of points, but that's not going to stop him from ripping off a lightning quick underhand cut. Jewett around well before Roberts, so he's going to be in around the upper 22nd time if he can clean out the bottom of this block. Jewett goes back for one more swing, posts around a 24-second chop.
After taking the win in the underhand and solidifying the #1 qualifying spot, Dave Jewett will head into the final event with nothing left to prove. Unlike his fellow competitors, whose competition lives rest on an unpredictable, temperamental 60-horsepower machine, the Hot Saw.
So I need it. It happens. It's on. I gotta run. It's gonna be all or nothing.
Born from the elements, destined to take them over. The Sirius XM satellite radio in the 2013 Ram 1500. Engineered to move heaven and earth. Guts, glory, Ram. The new Ram 1500. Motor Trend's 2013 Truck of the Year.
All across the nation, Steel Dealer Days are happening now with great values on the #1 selling brand of outdoor power equipment in America. It's the best time to shop our full line of grass trimmers, easy handling blowers, and legendary chainsaws. Plus, you can still register to win a piece of our $100,000 product sweepstakes. Hurry, Steel Dealer Days end soon.
The Steel Timber Sports Series is brought to you by Ram, official truck of the Steel Timber Sports Series. Guts, glory, Ram. And by Steel, the #1 selling brand of chainsaws worldwide. That's a good start. Oh, and he's throwing his chain!
Disaster for Jason Lutz. Jason, you got a minute for us?
Not right now.
Weigel needs to get... Oh!
Little trouble on both stands. Mike Slingerland does not look excited about that. He's walking away.
At 4 inches of wood left, and I hit the line.
And welcome to the Steel Timber Sports Series.
The Steel Timber Sports Series continues with its most unpredictable contest. An event capable of producing moments of panic, raw elation,
And he is excited.
and despair.
The Steel Timber Sports gods that put Hot Saw as the last event of the day. Arguably the discipline with the most variables between the human element, the wood element, the mechanical element, the weather element. Hot Saw.
Only the top 4 will advance to the Steel Timber Sports Championship in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. The pressure is building around the bubble as Will Roberts, who currently sits in 5th place in Ram overall points, steps to his log to face Calvin Willard, who sits in 3rd place. Willard has punched his ticket to the championship, but Roberts needs a top 3 finish to advance and must avoid a DQ at all costs.
Will Roberts, he is in a must-go situation. Roberts back to the block. Oh, and he doesn't get it done. Will Roberts needed those cuts, and if you were looking off at the side of the stage, there is one happy camper from Virgil, New York. Dave Engasser was watching in the wings. He now knows that he's got a window of opportunity. Dave is way back in 6th place in Ram overall points, but this is his discipline. He has been the national champ for 2 years in a row in the hot saw. He has beaten everybody in this field before, and he must do it now if he's going to advance to Pigeon Forge.
Most contests you go to, points don't matter. So you're going out to run. I'm not a betting man, but I don't think there's too many people that not the fastest saw, but not like I bet against me. So my old motor ain't very fast, which generally runs. And generally get 3 on the deck. So.
Folks, this one's going to be a barn burner. We've got relatively equally matched 325cc Rotax motors, relatively equally experienced operators. Both these guys are capable of exceptional times. The difference is Dave Jewett on stand number 1 doesn't really need to go for it. Dave Engasser on stand 2 absolutely does. It's going to be a barn burner of a race in this heat. Both these guys coming in the low 7s. You know, he got the time, he's got a clean run, but I got to be honest, I know Engasser's not happy with that cut. He had a bobble on his changeup at the top of the block. I know there was time to be had there, and he did not have time to waste.
Got 3 on the deck. I don't think no matter what happens, I can get in. My only chance is Mike cut out, and I don't wish that on anybody.
Engasser's time is short of taking the overall lead and securing his spot in the championship. Now his competition life rests on the hot saw of Mike Sullivan.
So if you've got your advocates out at home, that means that Mike Sullivan needs to finish 4th place or better in this hot saw. Right now, that time is held by Calvin Willard at a very easily attainable 13.6. He's got to beat that 13.6 and the man on stand number 1, Jerry Gingras.
Get set.
He has taken down Jerry Gingras. He is in the upper 6-second range. Mike Sullivan may have just found salvation in the Northeast. Man, Sullivan almost got pushed back out of that block. Dave Engasser steps up next to the stage, just making sure there is no DQ, making sure there is no cut line. There's nothing he can do now but go up and shake the hand of the man that whooped him.
Mike Sullivan snatches the final qualifying spot to join Dave Jewett, Richard Jordan, and Calvin Willard in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
Oh, and he's done it! He is in the upper 6-second range.